All right, so doing a little deck review, and this is a deck I got off Etsy. I don't know her real name. I do believe though that she goes by the name Hand Me That Pencil, and I actually wasn't really familiar with her decks, and I just saw the drawing, and that's what kind of drew me in, and I went ahead and got it, but I ended up getting the expanded version instead of the actual base deck, which I ordered after I realized it. So this is the expansion deck. The base deck will be here soon. The base deck is, of course, bigger. It does take a while to get here. I ordered these on December 10th. I got them February the 1st, I believe, or the 2nd. So it does take a while, but she sends it regular mail. If she tries to send it with the tracking, it basically would cost almost $100. So we was like, no, we're not doing that. But I believe this is 36 cards. I can't remember for sure. I did actually print. Hold on. I went ahead and printed because she gave us a link to a guide for the cards, and so I went ahead and printed it. And this is the base deck, but I have the expansion. So let me see if I can find the expansion portion. I think it's, yeah, this is the expansion portion. And it has all these decks. It has the titles. You might see my puppy being nosy, but just mind her. This is like the guidebook. Basically, I just printed it and put it in this little folder myself. And she basically tells you what, as far as what you're into, what your intuition may tell you what it is, the symbolism of the drawing and everything. But needless to say, that's basically the guidebook. So when I get the other version, I'll definitely be sure to share it with you, the base cards. But for right now, we're going to look at the expansion. So I haven't shuffled them. They are a regular card stock. They're not thick, but they're not flimsy either. So normal cards, thicker than an index card, not as thick as probably some of the cards that you would get depending on the deck. Like I said, she hand makes it and hand draws and everything, and as you see, they do shuffle pretty well. These are two cards that came out. You can see this card says prepare, and it's like, I guess you look at the potion, the budget, supplies, storax. I would have to get the guide to find out exactly how all that would play into it. But then you have capitulate. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And you have anchor. Let's see what else we have. You have naive, service. You have observe. You know, it's the artwork is what got me, to be honest with you guys. I don't consider myself a deck collector. However, I do feel that I'm more drawn to to decks with artwork, and especially when it's particularly that person's hand drawn, pencil drawn, or whatever art. So that's what caught me with this deck. Took a while to order it for me because I was like, it's coming from New Zealand. But I was very patient and it came with no problem. Came very packaged, very nicely, very beautiful. I feel like these cards offer you or push you to use your intuition more than anything. Like the guidebook is there to help you understand how she came up with what she came up with. But she encourages you to use your intuition more than anything. And I have not did a reading with these cards. They just have, I've cleansed them, charged them, and they just kind of were here. And I was kind of contemplating if I wanted to do a deck review of them. And I was like, why not? So I am going to be using them. But I guess you can look at the pictures and kind of get an idea on what, and couple that with the word and kind of get an idea on what with your intuition, of course, what's being said. And that, of course, will vary depending on the reading that's being given. I'm going to go to my handmade. I don't know what my puppy's doing. She was trying to chew my chair. But let's see what. So for anchor, right, it says immovable, strong, dependable, which is what an anchor is, right? And then she gives the meaning of the, or symbolism of what the anchor means. Grounded, weighty, or it could be a weighty issue. Could be that no ma'am. Could be that you have a supporting back, or you're very supportive. The strong arms, that you're able to carry a heavy load, powerful. The fact that she's standing on the anchor, mean that you're grounded and capable. The key word she says for this is strength. And so, but she said when you pull it all together, it says, while situation may feel insurmountable, you are grounded by your strength and belief. Stand firm in your task and resolute in your focus on the outcome you most desire. So on some cards, they have a potion. And on this card, as you can see, it has a potion. And the potion is constantly look to what you're in this fight for. Your reason to not give up is your greatest motivator. Keep this at the forefront of your mind. And the battle is half won. Steady purpose. So, like I said, you can get pretty much what you may get from this card. But that pretty much explains it as far as the anchor card. Let me see about this card. Because that card is interesting. That's capitulate. Hope I'm saying that right. Like, where is it though? 74. Need to get these out of here. I put these in here and there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it came off. It's too thick. I might have to get another little thing for this. That's fine. Okay. So for capitulate, it says that with the person bending back like that, it looks like they're basically going against the grain, or they're not afraid of the pain, or afraid of bending backwards. The card said that they're letting go or discarding of anything that may be trying to hold them back, The bin right here, the rubbish bin, symbolizes removing what's not needed. The tattoo, the apple blossom tattoo, is about peaceful and acceptance. So this person is accepting, whatever it is that's thrown at them. They're removing what they don't need. The plan, they're, fight, they're stopping, fight, they're ceasing resisting, So if this is the case, they're not going to continue to resist what's coming or what's trying to happen. They're just going with the flow. And the potion is willingness. So capitulating requires your willingness to focus on a successful resolution rather than to be a winner. So I think that's pretty neat. I think I need to get probably a binder for this because I didn't know it was going to be this thick. I'll find one. I got one in my stash somewhere. Trust me. Let's see. So then we have prepare. Let's see what prepare says. This would be a deck that I would have to sit with the cards and read and kind of, I love how she has the little guide thing set. And it didn't take a lot for me to print it. It actually printed just fine. I thought it was going to take a lot of ink, but it didn't at all. I don't know where prepare is. Is it in here? Oh, it is. See, I was thinking that they were in like order, like alphabetical order, but they're not. So, let's see. Sorry, guys. My little thing I came up with. Let me do this because that'll help. Okay. So, prepare is page 86. So that's 84. Okay. So, prepare is gathering your resources and having a plan. So in this card, you can see their supplies, stock, you know, budget, preparing financially, asset and waste, you know, course correction. So getting on a different course when it comes to certain things. The supplies, excess, assess what you have, what you may need, gather what you need, you know. If you're preparing for something, you want to, like for instance, before I prepare to go shopping, I always check my pantry, because if not, I'll end up buying more than what I need and not enough of what I don't already have, if that makes sense. Store racks, growth, focus forward, success is coming, and then budget, of course. And then the keywords is plan, gather, and prepare, and the portion here, or potion, sorry, that's always in, looks like it's always in the bottom right hand corner of the card. So in this one, the anchor is purple. This one, so each one has a different potion. And the potion is basically what you're applying when it comes to this card. So you're applying the process of planning, allowing yourself time to think things through. Make sure you have what you need to get what you want, but definitely don't rush. When you're preparing, you don't want to rush. Okay, so now let's look at naive. Let's see what that card says. So I think this is a pretty cool card. It's pink. And when I think of naive, I think of somebody who's innocent, who really don't know, somebody that's easy to take advantage of. Kind of like somebody that needs help. They need like a mentorship of some sort. That's what I think of. But this is what, it says here. Let me see if I can pull this under the camera here so you can see. So it says here, this intuition is somebody that's, or a situation or whatever, sweet, innocent, uninformed ideas. You have the baby bottle, which means innocence or lack of experience. Unskilled. You have the lilium, which is the flower, which means sweet. Could also be toxic stagnation. So there are some people who are naive and they don't have to be. So that's a good thing too. The sheep is a herd mentality, blindly following. Of course, we do know people of that sort. And then you have the mind control, stupid rules, simplistic thinking, no free thought, just consuming information, not thinking about what you're thinking about, not thinking about what you're consuming, not thinking about what you're intaking, and just applying it to what you already have. You're not dissecting it. You're not asking questions. I'll use an example. I am a team leader, and I have a job that requires using resources, and it requires critical thinking. And I have, my teammates that'll come to me and ask questions. And one of my biggest things is, well, what resources have you used? Tell me how much you know about what you're asking me so I know where I can help you. And a lot of times, some people just want the answer. They don't want you to challenge them with the information. They just want you to give them the answer. And that is a no for me. Even in my household, I don't do that. So, yeah, it's a good card. The potion is ABC, more education. So invest in learning who you are, what you stand for. Grow out of your own thoughts, unlearn and relearn. Speak up for yourself. Great card. Let's look at, oh, I dropped one. Oh, let's look at service. Oh, went right to it. Thank you. Help others for betterment. I like that they're kneeling down. They're being respectful. I feel like that's a very respectful. Like I can harm you if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I like that. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but that's a very respectful, strong position. The sword is like your tools, your skills. If you know anything about the sword, it's mental. If you're biblical, this Bible is called your sword in some cases. Volunteer, giving or sharing, building skills, helping others build skills. The rose geranium is faithful, responsibility, being able to, bear the what's the word I'm looking for? Bear your shoulders, or bear on your shoulders for others. And the potion is humility. So basically offering yourself over to something bigger than you, being kind, gracious, and humble. If I was to pick this card, I would tell someone, to depending on the reading, maybe you need to um sometimes, what's the word? So sometimes you can learn so much that you get bored because you taking in but you're not giving out, if that makes sense. So um not get bored. I guess you get bored. I guess it depends on the person, but this card gives me of someone who has a lot to offer. um they have a lot of possibly wisdom, depending on the person. They have skills that they've inherited, skills that they've learned that they need to put to use. They can teach others, they can volunteer their what they have to teach others, so that's pretty cool. And then the last one I pulled was observe. And I'm not putting a reading or anything, I just pulled some cards to kind of give you guys an idea on the cards. So observe can mean close your mouth, open your eyes. um I've heard, you have one mouth and two eyes for a reason. So listen more, speak less. Then you have the symbolism, like you have the telescope, which is searching or bringing into view, bringing things closer to you. Um, I don't know this word, but it's reconnaissance. Reconnaissance could be French, but it's basically, I'm guessing, like, reconnect maybe, but it's reconnaissance. But it's gather information, analyze data. You have the full circle right here, which is complete picture, 360 degrees, fully formed. I don't know, this is a type of flower, but it looks like it's myrica. And this is all about discipline, patience, fortitude, and being grounded. So basically, this observe card is basically saying pay attention, get the full picture, get more information, analyze the information you have, you know, pay attention. Just, it can be simple as pay attention, pay attention to the full picture, pay attention to your surroundings, um, being able to be disciplined. Because I am one to say it's easy for me to get distracted. So if I have to observe something, um, I have to not be able to be distracted. But what it says here, pulling it all together, there's a lot of noise around you and it holds conflicting answers. No time like the present to pull back and start using your eyes and your ears more than your mouth. If you're stuck in the middle of a situation, this will be the only way out of it. To hear both sides and then make a judgment based on the info you've gathered. Don't discount your intuition here either. So still pay attention to your intuition, but still observe. Keep your ears open, keep your mouth shut. So the potion is 360. The whole situation isn't coming together. You'll need to wade through all the words being bandied about to find the truth of the heart of the matter. Without this clarity, there's no resolution. So basically, having an open mind, having a broader perspective is what I get. So yeah. I'll go through a few more of the cards. Let me put my makeshift binder up here. I'll have to move this around, guys, so I am able to flip through this nicely when I need to. I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay, so then you have some other cards here. Champion. You have unlock, opponent, heartbreak. It's funny because there's nothing here because heartbreak doesn't need an explanation. It is what it is. And it's like something everyone got to go through and everyone must get through. You got to go through it to get through it. So that really stood out. This is the first time me seeing this, but the fact that it has nothing on it, it's like there's nothing that I can tell you or give you to help you through your heartbreak, but that you just got to go through it to get to it. Go through it to get through it, if that makes sense. Deadline, elation, comfort, celebrate, burnout, buoyant, very, can float, can kind of just adapt like that. Haughty, Okay. Destructive. I love these cards, guys. Wistful. It was worth the purchase. Tethered. Sneaky. What you need, babe? That's the dog I'm talking to. Hasten. Come here, Cash. Dream Chaser. What you need, mommy? Rage. Ready. Repressed. Worry. I hope I said that right. Everybody says it different. Dispute. That is not for you to eat, Mom. Sorry, guys. That's not food. Untangle. Boundary. Assist. Ask. Craft. Control. Incentive. And Defiant. And this is just, like I said, this is the expanded deck. I can't wait to get the base and put these together. I actually put it in my own little case that I got off Amazon because it came, the way it came, it wasn't a case or anything. It was kind of like a cardboard flat. She sent it via mail because it was a lot cheaper. So, but I'll put the information in the description if you're interested. It is on Etsy. It is called her name is Hand Me That Pencil, I believe. And I definitely do. I am glad I purchased the deck. So yeah. But that's the review for you know what? I forgot the name of that deck. I think it's Naked Truth. I think it's the Naked Truth, but I'll definitely get that information for you. Thank you again for coming through for another deck walkthrough with me. I'll be doing a few more. And as I get more decks in, I'll be showing them as well. If I decide to do blind readings, I may. I'm not really big on the readings part. I just enjoy the learning and the connecting with the decks and others. But we shall see. All right, guys. Have a good one.